Hey guys, it's me, Mario. And today, we're going to continue Trillion, the three-headed lion. Chapter 5, Hunter and Prey. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Dim the music down. Chapter 5, Hunter and Prey. The sun had just started to rise over the hills the next morning when Silver leaped onto a rock and sniffed the air. He let out a growl and pounded away. Tom and Elenna did a quick farewell to Tagus. Then Tom jumped into Storm's saddle, reaching down to help Elenna climb up behind him. Storm took off after the racing wolf, Tom and Elenna clinging to his back. From the way Silver is behaving, I don't think Trillion can be very far away, Elenna said as they galloped over the plains. He isn't, Tom said. Can't you smell him? The foul stench of the three-headed beast filled the air. Then the wind changed direction, and Tom lost the scent. But Silver's sensitive wolf nose did not let them down. His muzzle to the ground, his tail waving high in the air, he led them towards a distant ridge. As they approached the top, Silver paused. I think he wants us to hold back, Elenna said. They waited while the wolf crept to the crest. Keeping low, he peered over, then came lopping back, his tongue lolling and his eyes filled with triumph. I think Trillion is just beyond the ridge, Elenna whispered. Well done, Silver. Tom and Elenna dismounted and crawled up to the crest. They found themselves looking down into a wide, forested valley. At its bottom was a lake of still water that glimmered in the sunlight. Tall fir trees grew right up to the water's edge, but in one place there was a clearing. Trillion was pacing slowly along the shore. A thrill of excitement ran through Tom. There could only be one reason why Trillion was here: the golden boots. The quest was almost over, though he knew it would take all his courage and cunning to defeat the beast. He's so big, Elenna murmured. Tom, how will we ever beat him? Tom frowned. Elenna was right. The monster was huge, its fur shining golden in the sun, its eyes glittering emerald bright. He must have a weak spot, he said, and lowered his visor so that he could study every detail of the giant lion. As Tom watched, a bird came swooping low over the water, and Trillion lunged towards it, teeth bared and one paw swiping. The bird gave a cry of alarm and rocketed up into the sky. But Tom noticed that Trillion's other paw came close to the water's edge, and that the evil beast quickly drew back with a snarl, as if he feared or disliked the water. I heard stories that lions are afraid of water, Tom said. They aren't good swimmers because their manes get waterlogged and drag them down. And Trillion has 3 manes, Elenna said excitedly. If we can lure him into the lake, we might be able to defeat him. Tom watched the lion, a plan forming in his head. Storm isn't afraid of water, he said. He swam rivers with me on his back. If we could get him to go down to the lakeside to drink, I'm sure he would lure the lion. Elenna stared at him with a wide, frightened, with wide, frightened eyes. You can't mean it, she gasped. Trillion could kill Storm with 1 bite. I know, Tom admitted. It's dangerous, but I can't think of any other way to take Trillion by surprise. He looked back to where the stallion stood awaiting. Storm is clever, he said. When he sees the lion coming for him, he will leap into the water and swim to safety. We'll wait in hiding nearby. As soon as the lion gets to the water's edge, you can fire arrows at him. I'll attack with my sword. And with luck, we'll force him into the lake. And if we don't have any luck, Elenna murmured, then I will do everything in my power to see that Storm does not come to harm, Tom vowed. You're right, Elenna said. What other choices here? What other choices there? They found a low place in the ridge and made their way down through the trees, moving silently. Tom led Storm, keeping close to him, rubbing his face against the animal's neck. I wish I could spare you this danger, he said to the black stallion. Storm whined softly, almost as if he knew what Tom was going to ask of him to do. Tom wondered if his lost father, Taladon the Swift, had ever had to make such a heart-wrenching decision. At last they came down to where the trees met the lake's edge. Trillion's clearing was to their left. Tom peered through the trees. The lion had left the clearing, but Tom thought he saw a glimpse of tawny fur at the far edge of the open space. Tom stroked Storm's neck. Go, boy, he said. Have a drink. Although he knew Storm couldn't understand his words, he added, the moment you see the lion, jump into the water and swim away as fast as you can. We'll do the rest. Storm pressed his muzzle into Tom's neck. As the brave horse walked out of the cover of the trees and went down to the edge of the lake, Tom drew his sword, and Elenna fitted an arrow to her bow. "We may be too far away here," Tom said. "Follow me." He led Elenna and Silver to a place close to the middle of the clearing. Now they were in a much better position to attack the lion. Tom stared into the trees, carefully keeping watch on the last place he thought he had seen Trillian. He could see no sign of the beast now, but he was sure the lion must be lurking nearby. The foul smell still filled the air. Storm lowered his head and began to drink. Tom's heart was thumping. He mustn't let anything happen to his horse. Still, the lion did not come. Where was Trillian? "Oh no!" Elenna gasped. "Look!" Tom turned at the sound of her voice, and his heart leaped into his mouth. Trillian was Trillian was on the other side of the clearing. He must have gone right around the lake under cover of the trees, and was coming at Storm from behind. The evil beast slunk silently out of the wood, his body low to the ground, his eyes fixed on the Storm's black stallion. A terrible panic gripped Tom. Storm was too far away for them to reach him in time, and he couldn't call out to warn the horse because that would let Trillian know where they were. The plan had gone horribly wrong. Tom's faithful steed would have to pay with his life. Oh my god! Why? Why? Why did it end there? My goodness. Why did it end there? My goodness. Now we have to wait for like a day or two. Since I'm doing these every Tuesday and Thursday, I have to wait. Wait, is it Thursday or Tuesday? I have no idea if it's Tuesday or Thursday. But yeah. That was chapter 5. Hold on. Hunter and Prey, chapter 5. Oh, there we are. Excuse me. Well, I hope you enjoy my read-through. And I hope you enjoy the series of Beast Quest so far. I am almost halfway done with the books that I have, so after I finish the third series, I might have to get the fifth series. When I'm starting the fourth one, I have to like get the fifth series before I finish the fourth series. So yeah. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.